Welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, the Medium in the Middle. On this podcast, I share my journey as a developing psychic medium, as a Reiki master teacher, as an Akashic record practitioner, and anything else that's thrown my way. Join me every week. I release new episodes every Tuesday. Hello. Welcome to episode 93. My name is Stephanie. I am the medium in the middle. If you're new, welcome. If you're a middler, welcome back. This is kind of part 2 of last week. So you submitted your questions on Instagram. I'm answering them. Last week was all about energy, Reiki. This week, it's all about mediumship and spirit. So there was a lot, and there was a few good questions that I'm going to save for a full episode because it just can't be answered in this short form way. So if you don't hear your question answered, I might be saving it for a full episode to discuss the topics that were brought up. A lot of interesting things were brought up, but I'm going to answer some of these questions short form, and some we're really going to get into because a lot of really, really good and interesting questions about spirit. Again, I'm excited. The consciousness awareness is growing, and you guys are asking different questions, and I love it. I'm here for it. There is one announcement this week. There is Reiki Level 1 courses open in September. There is still one spot left in the September 11th and 12th course. And there are still a few spots left as well in the September 25th, 26th course. It always makes me nervous saying one spot left because at any moment it can be gone. But at the time of this recording, there is one spot left. So very excited that there is still some open if you are interested in learning Reiki, energy healing. Level 1 is all about you. It's all about your self-healing. It's all about learning about your own energy. I think level 1 should be like mandatory for all humans, but that's an aside. So if you're interested, the links to register will be down below in the show notes. And if you want to follow along, follow me on Instagram at Medium in the Middle. I ask for your questions a lot, so you could have your questions answered on one of the podcast episodes. Okay, I'm going to jump right into it this week because there's a lot of questions and I really want to get to it. So here we go, answering your questions about spirit and mediumship. All right, first one, these are in no order at all. Do I prompt spirit coming through with questions for information, or do I simply receive messages from spirit? So good question. If spirit's popping in somewhere they shouldn't be, like a Reiki session, usually they'll just tell me a few things. And if I'm on the fence of delivering the message or not, I will say, tell me something good, or I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. If I am intentionally calling in spirit, then yes, I do ask questions. Who are you? How are you related? What side of the family are you on? How'd you die? What's your message? It's a lot easier to get information that way than just waiting to figure out the blanks. It's like, no, I need to know this information if we're going to be doing this. I'm a straight shooter. I don't like dancing around. Tell me what you got or I'm not delivering the message. Okay, good question. Okay, next question, number 2. If I talk to spirit, do they hear me? Yes, always. What if they are somewhere else? It doesn't matter. They're a consciousness. They always hear you. Do I have to meditate first? No. I don't even know if I need to expand on that. Yes, spirit always hears you. It's so interesting. I know I've said this before, but people's questions are always like, are they okay? Do they know about the kid? Do they know about the new house? It's like, yes, of course they're okay. Yes, they're with you. Yes, they know. So don't worry. Yes. Easy question. Can you discuss ethics when it comes to mediumship and spirit messages? Ooh, yes. Like, this could be a whole episode, so I'm going to keep this a quick one for now. Consent is 1000% always important. And if you wanted to learn more about this, I know the Squamish Medium is releasing a course about this soon because there's a lot. You're dealing with past loved ones, you're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with people. there are a lot of things to be aware of. And yes, there is definitely ethics. I'm going to leave that there because that could be a very long answer. Next question. Are there bad spirits? And if so, how do you avoid them? Okay, so to answer this question, do I believe there's bad spirits? Like, yes, but no. Because I believe that I only connect with light and love and like high vibe spirits. Like, you have to be so high vibing to reach my vibe and then communicate with me that any low vibe spirits I'm just not connecting to, not picking up on. My intention is not to go there at all. I don't really believe in bad spirits. I believe if spirits scare you, they're just trying to get your attention. Like, there's usually a logical explanation for a lot of things that happen. But I was also just listening to the Squamish Mediums episode today about kind of bad energy, and she had a lot of good insight. So I think with intention, you can call in anything. So with intention, you could call in something negative or bad or something that feels heavy or unwanted or unneeded. But I don't deal with that. I don't mess with that at all. My boundaries are strong AF, and not for me. So I would say no. But I know that it can exist. What is my strongest clair? Sense of knowing. I don't know what that is. I'm not very great at the clairs. Clair sentient? Now I gotta Google this. Clairsentient or clairvoyant? I just Googled it. I'm not very good at the clairs, but I just have a sense of knowing or a feeling, and it comes on like it's not mine, but it's for someone. Next question. How does one learn/develop their mediumship skills? Very good question. Practice some more, and then practice. You can join circles, you can join development. I would learn about your own energy, discernment. While you do want to learn about mediumship, you don't only want to learn about mediumship, right? You need to learn about your energy, discerning what's yours and what's not yours, developing your clairs, how to receive messages, how to get more messages. But that all comes through practice. So if you're developing, if you want to work on it, I would set up as many practice readings with your friends, your friends' friends, your uncle, as many people as you can, and practice. And the same thing with Reiki. When I say practice 50 hours with mediumship, I mean more than 50 hours. Get practicing. But you will start to learn how you work. You'll start to learn your strong suits. You'll start to learn what you need, what you don't need. So that would be my biggest thing, is literally practice. Pick 2 people every week and do a practice reading until you feel super confident, whether that takes 6 months, a year, 5 years. That's just how it is. Anything you want to get good at, you got to practice. Next question. How do you know you're able to speak to spirit? This is a good question, and I would say if you're receiving messages, if you're feeling energy that's not yours, if you walk into a room and you feel differently, if you think you're crazy, if you randomly are thinking of random songs or sayings or names, if you randomly have thoughts in your head that aren't yours when you're around certain people, if weird things are happening to you, synchronicities, there's a lot of signs. And it is kind of up to you to sort it out. So I really recommend, if you're on a development journey, keep a journal, keep something written down so you can write down all these weird things, all these experiences, because they're a lot easier to notice when it's all written in a little book than when they happen once a week or once every few weeks or months. So journal what your experiences are, and it'll start to become very clear that you're getting messages from another being. It's like someone talking to you. So it'll eventually be clear, but at the beginning, it's probably not like, oh, I'm talking to a dead person, or, oh, this is a message from spirit. It's probably like, what the heck is going on? And if that is you, go back and listen from episode 1. I tell my story from the very beginning, and there will probably be a lot of insights for you that will be very helpful if you're in this situation. Okay, next question. This could have been a Reiki question, but how do you raise your vibration? Good question. Work on yourself. do things for you, self-love, self-care, eat healthy, work out, spend time doing whatever you want to do, spend time investing in your own energy, really like make sure you're in alignment with what you want to be doing, who you are, how you're acting. This takes a lot of work. Being like high vibe and in alignment and raising your vibration is a lot of work. You can do things like Reiki attunements will raise your vibration, different things like that. But if you are working on just doing this on your own, do things for yourself, self-care. It's very, very important that you feel good, that you're sleeping, that you're getting enough water, that you're resting and exercising and eating well. Like all those things seem obvious, but they're so important. Like part of my daily regime is working out, water, and sleep. Like those are my number one priorities because I know I need those to function in the work and line of work that I do. When I don't go to the gym, it throws off my whole day because it literally affects my vibration. So start on your self-care, start with yourself, and you'll see what you can control and not control, and that's where you can make the biggest difference. So self-care would be number one. How do I get in contact with my spirit guides? Ooh, good question. You can do different meditations, you can do different workshops, you can call on them, you can ask. But just remember, it is not a telephone line, it is not call and receive. So you really have to learn their language. We speak a language and our guides speak a language, and sometimes we need to learn how they're communicating with us. So you could probably be getting messages and you just don't realize it. I know a medium named Bree does a spirit guide meet and greet workshop every once in a while. If you're really having trouble, I would join that, but you have to get quiet and go inwards and up. And I would say figure out what messages you're missing. You really have to pay attention. It is not a call and receive. It's not like, hey, I have a question. And your spirit guides are like, here are your answers. It's like, hey, I have a question. Hey, I have a question. Anyone there? I have a question. Kind of looking for help with this. Anyone? Someone. And then maybe a week later you get like a nudge. So just be mindful that it is like a growing relationship that you need to build and it's not immediate. But if you're having trouble, there's lots of resources that can support you out in the world, like workshops. I'm sure there's books, etc., etc. I always joke my guides are dusty. I don't use them very much because I know what they're going to say. Roll their eyes at me or make me learn something the hard way, so I've gotten used to it. So I know mine are there, and I just don't call on them as much as I probably should. But they kind of just started to appear. Like there was one, and then there was two, and now there's three. And I feel like a fourth comes in and out, but I don't really like know who they are. I haven't gotten their name or anything, but everybody is different. Everybody is unique, and how you connect is also going to be kind of your own language. Thoughts on reincarnation? Ooh, I feel like I should make this a full episode, but I believe it. I don't believe this is our first time. Where consciousness, our souls have done this before. There's just too many signs in life to point in that direction. So I really do believe in reincarnation. It just makes sense to me in my mind. It doesn't make sense that we live one life and then poof, your body dies, you die. That doesn't make sense to me. Especially like with the greater consciousness and awareness and just, things that happen in life. So yeah, I could talk about this, I think, further, but I might hold it for a full episode. Okay, so this question. As much as I love your podcast, there's still a % of me that doesn't believe in the afterlife. Can you explain in detail about whether it bothers them when we call in them? Do they think of us ever? Ooh, okay, this is a good question that I feel is a good discussion. So, okay. I believe in an afterlife because of this podcast, because of my experiences, because of what I've gone through. We are on episode 93, episode 1 to 92. I've just had too many experiences that are unexplainable that make me believe that we don't die when our bodies die. There's no way I could have known this information. There's no way I could have delivered readings that I've delivered. There's just no way I could have felt what I felt, known what I've known, and I've been shown that so many times over the past few years that I have to believe it. Like, I just absolutely have to. But I also understand that not everybody has that experience. Not everybody gets that proof slapped in their face over and over and over again. And even for someone like me who has have that proof slapped in my face so many times, there's still questions. There's still a percent of me that's like, what if I'm just really good at guessing? What if I'm making this up? What if I'm really good at guessing names and locations and how you died? Who knows? But I have to believe it. It's been too much at this point. Honestly, after the Josh episode 9, I was just a believer. And I just had to be. It was too much. It was too much, and I just knew that there was something to it. And even if I didn't fully understand it 100%, I knew I had to roll with it because it was important. It's important for my life. It's important for my journey. And it's important for how I'm going to affect other people's lives. I know it. So I know I can't convince you of the same without having that same experience, but I understand the percentage of not being fully convinced, and I think that is actually a beautiful thing. I think that keeps you human. I think that's your logical brain. I think that's normal to always question. There's a lot of mediums who will say the same thing. We, of course, question it. So I think this is very normal to think. But no, it does not bother spirit when we speak to them. Yes, they miss us and they think of us, but there's this greater understanding and consciousness. You have to understand that it's so beyond what we are living now. There's so much more understanding. They see more clearly. They understand big picture. Their ego is gone. The personality traits that held them back are understood. So yes, they think of us. Yes, they're around us, but there's so much support. Like spirit sticks around to support us. I really believe that. They stick around to help us learn lessons, to help us move through these things, to help us through life and our struggles and our losses and being without them. And that's kind of their purpose until we pass and then we all reincarnate together. So I totally understand the skepticism here, and I think it's very valuable, especially in your own development. And I think that without my own experiences 90-something times, I wouldn't be as confident answering this question, but because I've had it slap me in the face, I have to believe. But I definitely think having a piece of you of disbelief keeps you questioning, keeps you thirsty, keeps you humble, keeps you chasing for more and for answers. And I think that's a really healthy trait to have in any area of your life. Okay, next quick and dirty. How do you feel about aliens? Thank you, Court, for this question. I believe aliens exist, absolutely. It doesn't even make sense to me that we are the only consciousness, humans, beings that can function with brains in this whole solar system, in the whole wide world. Not the whole wide world, in the galaxy and the planets. There's just absolutely aliens exist, and they probably think we're aliens. Okay, next question. What would you tell the younger generations curious about the spiritual realms? Ooh, stay curious. I would say, I don't know, I get a lot of parents asking me if their kids are seeing spirit, what do they say? And I always say these 3 things, and I feel like there could be so much said about this, and someone should make a course. But I think that, number 1, tell your kid they're normal. We don't want them to feel weird, and we don't want them to feel wrong. So, number 1, you're normal, child. Number 2, you are in charge. You are in charge. You make the rules. You can tell them to go away. You can tell them to leave you alone. You can tell them to leave your bedroom, let you sleep, whatever you need. You are in charge. Number 3, it's not scary. You are in charge. They're just trying to get your attention. They want to be your friend and they might scare you, but remember, you're in charge. That's my 3 pieces of quick advice. But I would tell the younger generations to explore, stay curious, do things that they're interested in, leave things you're not interested in, learn your intuition, learn about yourself, learn about your energy. It's a lifelong journey, my friend, but welcome to the train. We have fun on this train. We have candles, we have incense, we have crystals, we have witches, we have cauldrons, we have bonfires. Welcome on the train. Sit where you like and join the journey because it's lifelong and it's beautiful if young people want to join. This is a good question, and I don't want to throw this under the bus, so I'll answer it. How do you explain to your friends or family what you do? Are they supportive? This is a hard question to answer because I don't want to generalize like all my friends or all my family. But for the most part, I don't explain what I do. I keep it very general, like, oh, I do Reiki. I teach Reiki online. I have a podcast, la la la. If I'm meeting a stranger, I dumb it down less than that. And this is not because I'm ashamed or afraid to have these conversations. To be honest, it's because I talk so much about this. I try to minimize how much I talk about it in my personal life. I have a podcast. I see clients all day, every day. I teach. I speak. All of these things. So when I'm having conversations, I try not to bring it up or discuss it. But are my friends and family supportive? I feel like some are. Some ignore it. Some don't ask me anything about it. Strangers on the internet are 1000% more supportive than any of my friends or family. I can say that confidently about every single one of my friends and family. And that's not to shame any of them. Me and a friend were actually having this conversation about like why that happens, why our friends and family aren't our number one fans, why strangers on the internet will hype you up more than, your best friend or your family or your mom. And I think it's because we are just not used to it. We don't understand the level of support. Like, just by liking and commenting and sharing, I don't even need you to buy anything from me. In fact, I don't even want you to buy anything from me. If all of my friends and family just liked and commented on every single one of my pictures, that's all I needed. You don't even have to share. You literally don't even have to share. Like, comment, save the post. That's all I need. But I think that number one, there's an awareness of like what support is. And I think friends and family think that support means like buying something from you. And that's like the last thing that I need. Whereas we're the first to like buy and support other people, we're the first to share something else. I'm also in like the spirituality realm, so I understand that it's hard to maybe share about my subject matter. So my friends and family might not want to do that. But it's just interesting. I think it's just hard to support those around us. And there's like this stigma around it. And if you're not in this, like, we lift each other up. And I think on my Instagram, there's a good group of us where we just like support each other. Like, I have no problems being like, go to a medium named Brie for this. Go to a Squamish medium for this. Like, Court Burns rules for everything. But it's interesting that like family and friends don't have that same hype. Maybe it's because they don't have their own businesses or they don't understand, but that meme where it's like, you'll buy every lip gloss from Rihanna, you'll buy Jordan shoes for $300, but if your friend has a restaurant, you won't go there for lunch. Like, maybe you go once. It's like, why don't you go there once a week? And I live in a small town, so support local is like always on the top of my mind. And I have a friend who has a matcha business. I don't drink matcha, and I regularly buy matcha from her. I don't drink matcha. I give it away. I have friends in different businesses where I either don't even use the product, I don't have any need for it, and I will still just buy from them, just to buy from them. I will share their posts, whatever it is, because I understand I'm in it. And I think that there's this different understanding. So I'm not like mad at my friends or family for not supporting me, because it's not like they don't support me. There's just a lot of silence around it, I would say. But that doesn't hurt my feelings, because I understand, I'm talking about mediumship. I'm talking about Reiki. A lot of my family is religious. So to be honest, we don't talk about it a lot. And you kind of need thick skin for that, I guess. It can't hurt your feelings, but it is very interesting around that whole subject. And I thought I was really smart when I thought of this, but I said instead of baby showers or wedding showers, we should have a business shower. So when your friends open a business, everybody should buy a $100 gift card. And you're not going to use that gift card. You're going to give it to a friend. And you're going to give it to a friend for a gift that you were already going to buy. So everyone always has to buy gifts. And You are going to already buy and spend this $100. Buy it for your friend's business. I don't care what it is, a service, an item, and give it to one of your friends and be like, yo, my friend has this matcha business. Here's $100 in matcha. I don't care if you also don't drink matcha. Here's $100 in matcha. And you know what you just did? If we did that, you just doubled our network in 1 minute. If everyone I knew bought a $100 gift card and gave it to one person that didn't know me, you just doubled my audience. Do you have any idea the impact that could do? So anyways, I thought it was very smart when I thought of this idea, and then someone sent me a meme that Elon Musk also said that, so I guess I'm as smart as Elon, and I'm going to leave it at that. But if your friend has a business, go buy it. I don't care if they make baby clothes and you don't have babies. Buy it and give it to someone. Everyone needs to give gifts. Donate it. Because I think it's very, very important that we support people in their dreams, in their visions, and what they're doing. It's very, very important that those around us support us. So please go buy something local today. Even if you can't afford it, share and like. You have no idea how much sharing, commenting, and liking does for businesses on the internet. It is better than buying a $100 gift card, honestly. Okay, thank you for coming to my TED Talk about supporting local small businesses. Next question. How do we listen for spirits? Good question. I would say work on discernment, what's yours and what's not yours, and then ask questions and get clear on the message and get quiet. It's very much comes in kind of out of nowhere, or when your mind is blank and free. So if you want to connect, have more experiences like that. So when you're driving, when you're washing your hair, when you're doing dishes, those type of things. Okay, and the last question for today. Thank you all for your questions. This was amazing. Do's and don'ts for baby mediums, like the basics. Ooh, okay. Do, set boundaries. Do, tell spirit how you want to be communicated with. Don't deliver messages anywhere and everywhere you go. Don't lose sleep over spirit getting in your way. I think boundaries is probably my easiest way to answer this question. It's very, very important that you're clear on your boundaries. And if you're not sure what a boundary is, get clear on what you want and what you don't want. When you're at the grocery store, do you not want to feel overwhelmed? That's a boundary. When you're at home, do you want to fall asleep when you go to bed? That's how you set your boundaries. When you're with friends, do you want to just have a normal dinner with them and not feel overwhelmed? That's a boundary. So you want to get really clear on what you want and don't want, how you want to communicate, when you will be accepting messages, when you won't. And that'll keep you feeling quote unquote normal. That'll keep you feeling like you're in control because you are in control. So go back and listen to episode 70, Boundaries, and listen to it until it's drilled in your mind. And I like to say, you might have to listen to that episode multiple times. You might have to listen to that episode every 3 months, 6 months, when your energy and boundaries are shifting and changing. So just be aware of what you need and remember you're in charge. You set what you want and what you don't want when it comes to communication. You set the boundaries. And I feel like a lot of the times we feel not in control, and it's very important to know you are in control. This is your ability. You are the deliverer. You are the messenger. You get to decide. So don't forget that. And then move, practice. You got this. Your confidence will come, your awareness will come, your understanding will come. I think we all expect to be pro, whatever it is, pro baseball players on day one. It's like we got to practice and practice and practice and go to tournaments and practice and fall and fail and get injured and then recover and then practice and practice and practice. It is the same for anything else that you're doing, especially your spiritual development. I think we see people who jump to, maybe a few steps ahead in their development. It's like, whoa, well, they didn't fall down or they didn't go through all this. And we don't really understand that. We just don't see everything all the time. We don't see everyone's full journey. You guys probably didn't know I practiced 50 hours of distance Reiki. I practiced for 6 months in-person Reiki before I started charging money. 6 months, and I practice every single day. I don't even know how many days that is, but I'm going to do the math right now. We're going to be just average and say that there's 30 days in a month. times 6, 180 days I practiced in-person Reiki before I started charging. So when you're ready to invest that amount of time into your abilities, into your skills, into your whatever it may be, that's when you're going to get better and better and better. So, get to working, get to practicing, find a community. And we have a community here. It's beautiful. There's meetings in the middles that I hold. My Reiki students have a beautiful Facebook group. Again, there's Squamish Medium. There's a medium named Bree. You have resources available. Invest your time. And, you don't need a lot of time, just a little bit of time a day, 5, 10, 15 minutes. Just tune in, go in. You got this. Okay, that is all the questions for now. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. I love to hear from you guys. I love to know what you're thinking. I love to get a peek into your awareness. What are you curious about? What kind of questions do you have? It's so interesting. I think asking questions, I always get called the question master at my friends because I'll just rattle off, what are we doing? Where are we going? What are we eating? Who are you with? What happened? What'd they say? Then what'd you say? Then what happened? Then where'd you go? What'd you wear? And it really is this seeking of information. So continue to seek information. Continue to ask these amazing questions. Continue to connect with me on Instagram at Medium in the Middle. All the links will be down below. I love, love, love the community that we have. This is so supportive. If you do want to book an appointment with me, I offer distance Reiki, Akashic Records, and Psych K appointments. Those are all available virtually and in person in Banff, Alberta. If you are around, come see me. And if you want more information on distance Reiki, Psych K, or Akashic Records, I have podcast episodes for each one of those where I will talk in detail about what they are, but people like to ask what is what, so quick and dirty, here we go. Akashic Records are if you want answers, you have questions about yourself, your personalities, you're unsure about certain relationships, you want to know more about your life, greater understanding. Reiki is obviously for healing, well-being, that inner work, and then Psych K is for limiting beliefs. If you feel you have a limiting belief that's holding you back, we all do about something, but come with those limiting beliefs and we will change the program of your mind. We will rewrite your computer software. It works instantly. It's amazing. I have so many reviews. Go read them. So that's all available on my website, themediuminthemiddle.com. Of course, the links will be down below in the show notes. So thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. I release new episodes every Tuesday, and I would love and appreciate a rating and a review. It really helps me out in the podcast world. So thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone who leaves beautiful reviews. I love reading them. They make me uncomfortable because I'm a bad receiver. So thank you. I force myself to read them and sit in the glory of them. I really do enjoy them. So thank you very much. And thank you for listening, Middlers. It's always fun being in your ears on a Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or whenever you listen to this. I will see you all next Tuesday. This is Stephanie, the Medium in the Middle, signing out. I'm so cheesy. Okay, bye, guys. Have a great week.